Attention, please. It's time for the final countdown. The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go!
Guys, it's Dave in Real Life 2 and welcome to this what has changed under Triple H first week review. This video we are going to look at things that have changed in WWE since Triple H took over after Vince McMahon's retirement from WWE. This video obviously is going to look at the events after SummerSlam, the returns, the pushes to stars and storylines, things that have changed notably during the first week tenure of Triple H, and got to say what a fantastic week it has been. I've never seen such a buzz about WWE in a long time. I feel like it's just had a massive refresh. And yeah, it just feels fresh every time we watch. We're like excited for Monday Night Raw, which has been something that's been sadly missing for quite a long time. And yeah, we're excited to watch SmackDown, which is yet again just something that has been missing. So yeah, exciting times within WWE right now, and that is like spilling out to the fans. I mean, I'm just going to quickly talk about figures. Raw got 2.3 million views on the first night of Triple H being in charge. This is the night after SummerSlam. Big deal. And then this Monday just gone, another 2 million views. So people are invested in this Triple H storyline. They're invested in the product. They're seeing some amazing things. And I think it's just because there's the unexpected. And of course, we are waiting for certain people to return. Obviously, I will get to that another part of this video. But we are going to talk about the returns that we've had already. And pretty much from SummerSlam, a return that we kind of knew was going to happen. And that is Bayley. Bayley's return was massive at SummerSlam. But she didn't come alone. We've talked about this. She had 2 extra people with her. She had Io Shirai, who's Io Sky now, join her from NXT. But then we had a face that we hadn't seen for a while and was released only a year ago, and that is Dakota Kai. Well, less than a year ago in fairness, and that was Dakota Kai. That was a massive shock. Having Dakota Kai back in WWE was massive. Having her on the main roster, which is something that I've always felt that she deserved. So yeah, that's a massive move there. And when you hear the story that it was a last minute thing, even Bayley's return at SummerSlam was a last minute thing. Yes, the idea was pitched to Vince McMahon, and he rejected it. Triple H loved it and decided, you know what, we're going to go with this. So at SummerSlam, Bayley went out. They threw Dakota Kai out. They threw Io Shirai out. Even the graphics on the Titantron, or big screen, whatever you want to call it, had Io Shirai, and it was like a scramble at the back. No, it's Io Sky. It's Io Sky. Quick, change it. So yeah, even the graphic had the old graphics. So that's how unprepared they actually was on the night. But that was kind of a massive thing. They took over the first night of Monday Night Raw, which the first night of Monday Night Raw was pretty much dominated by Bayley's faction, attacking Alexa Bliss and Asuka, causing that to happen. Obviously on that Monday Night Raw we had Becky sadly having to leave WWE for a while with a separated shoulder. So they needed to move the story along, because it was going to be Becky and Bianca and somebody else facing Bayley's faction. But they quickly changed that, got Alexa and Asuka into the mix. So we have got a 3-on-3. We found out that they are going to fight each other at Clash of the Castle. They've had 2 massive brawls already, week 1 and week 2 on Monday Night Raw. So yeah, it's exciting times for that. But they're not the only returns that we're going to be talking about. And there's the massive 2-on-1 from SmackDown. News broke that WWE was in talks with Karrion Kross and Scarlett. Didn't expect them to actually show up on SmackDown. And he's kind of inserted himself now into the Drew McIntyre Roman Reigns storyline. Big point of this is that USA Network want a championship back on Raw. So inserting Karrion Kross into this storyline, that means either him or Drew McIntyre are taking a belt at some point and taking it back to Raw. They could even change the stipulation at Clash of the Castle, which is coming up extremely soon. So yeah, Karrion Kross is back with Scarlett. There's no kinky cross this time. No, it's just proper Karrion Kross. The guy what we saw in NXT, not the Vince's image of him. So that was exciting. And then Monday Night Raw. What can I say about this? Dexter Loomis return. Absolutely fantastic. How they're doing that storyline is fascinating. We had a car found crashed backstage. We had crew running around backstage while segments were going off, which, by the way, them segments were fluid. I like how they do it, how they bounce off each other for the different things, which is, instead of it being clunky and just placed there, it feels like you've got Asuka and Alexa talking. Then you had Bayley show up. They walked away. You had AJ Styles come into the shot. It was just quick, fluid, and I love that. That's just fresh way of doing stuff. But yeah, in them segments you had things going off in the background, so now you've got to have your eye on the prize, watch what's going off in the background. It's like puppet watch again. But this time proper storyline, proper stuff going off. We're not looking for Buddy Uskus or Rambling Rabbit this time. We're actually looking to see if there's a progression of a storyline. Yeah, it actually built, them two situations built to a guy getting arrested because he was trying to get to ringside. Bit weird, and they did expose it as Dexter Loomis. I think that could have been held back a week. Maybe let's have a fight in the crowd, make it look like somebody's just having a mass brawl. Then you just see him dragged off. I don't know. I'm not sure. That I think the reveal is a little bit too soon. I think they could have worked that a little bit longer. But love the fact that Dexter Loomis is back on, well, at least on the main roster. Let's keep him as a silent killer type. Let's not give him the storyline that they had with Indy Hartwell back in NXT. Don't need the comedy. We just need the serious, silent attacker, Dexter Loomis. So that goes on there, the kind of returns so far. Obviously we'll talk a bit further about possible returns later, but we are going to talk about pushers for ex-NXT stars, and this is a massive change under Triple H. Yes, we know he held the black and gold brand and took it to the sky. He made that show one of the most see WWE products in a long time, and I feel that that's what he's going to do with Raw and SmackDown going forward. But it's obviously 1 week, he's already changed a few things. I've got Nakamura down. He's getting an IC title shot against Gunther. That was already kind of in the works before Triple H took over, if I'm being all honest. We're kind of leaning towards that. I've got Shayna Baszler, #1 contender for Liv Morgan's title. I still think there's room for Ronda to be slotted back in there if need be. But Ronda Rousey has got that title shot at Clash at the Castle up to press. Then we've got Ciampa, who's just had a fought for the US title. I think that's not going to be done. I think that's going to be a program they run with Bobby Lashley going forward. So that's kind of interesting. And then finally, Ricochet. Ricochet looked fresh, interesting. They've took away that super gimmick, you know, when he's like come to the ring and the lights and stuff like that. They've actually just dressed it down a little bit, and now we're just getting Ricochet, the wrestler, the performer that he is, and that's going to be interesting to see how Triple H uses him in the future. So yeah, really excited times for ex-NXT stars. They're getting pushers now. I would love to see Shayna Baszler get a title win, hold the title like she should have done under Vince, but Vince, well, for whatever reason, Vince didn't want to pull the trigger on her, and I hope that Triple H does, because Shayna Baszler versus Ronda Rousey has got to be one of them matches that we've got to seek for in the future, because it'll be classic. Yeah, so I'm exciting pushes for stars that don't normally get pushes, the NXT crew, and maybe a return back to some proper nameage, rather than T-Bar and stuff like that. You know, let's get the Dominic Dijakovic name back into the system. But yeah, interesting things happening with the stars on the roster is what I'm getting at. Then we've got matches that mean something. This has been apparent straight away from Raw after SmackDown. We had 2 triple threat matches, the winners facing each other. We've now got the tag team tournament for the females. So yes, just like flood the show with matches that are actually mean something. It's important that we get to that point instead of just having just random matches. And that even goes with the #1 contendership match. We had a challenger challenge the champion. If you win, you get a title shot. What's the point of that? That was ridiculous and a really crappy idea. Now we're back to #1 contenders matches, which is fantastic. It makes sense. Have the top 2 guys face it off to meet the champion. That's how it has always been, and it should have never been changed. So that's just a little kink that has been changed back, and it should have never have altered anyway. So yeah, we also got realistic storylines. Yeah, this goes back to the Dexter Loomis stuff again. Just feel that the his little stint on Monday Night Raw means that we're going to get a bit more gritty storylines going forward. We're not just going to have superstars turn up in the ring and challenge the champion. We're going to actually get some backstory. We're going to get some interesting stuff. And if they're going to go forward with this backstage stuff, what we're seeing, well, exciting times are going to be ahead of us, and I'm sure we're ready to go on that roller coaster ride with WWE. I mean, they're not just going to do this with Dexter Loomis. I hope we're going to get more storylines in the future going forward on SmackDown and Raw. So that's good to see something more realistic happening. Obviously, I think Ezekiel is done. I think they kind of killed that character off after what happened to him on Monday Night Raw with Kevin Owens. I think they're bringing Elias back. If in all fairness, I don't think the Ezekiel character has worked. I think it were a bit of fun. They tried it out, and I think people really want Elias back, and I think that's what's going to happen. So we then go on to fantasy booking time. Yes, this is the point of the video where I know you all want to know who could come back. I mean, it's open now. It's like an open house. But the first name on that list to come back is definitely Johnny Gargano. I think him and Candice LeRae. Obviously, Candice LeRae will take a little bit longer because of the baby. But I think Johnny Gargano will definitely return either on Raw or SmackDown. It's good mates with Triple H. It's going to treat him well on the main roster. So yeah, definitely Johnny Wrestling will be back. I think they'll cut a good deal. I don't think he'll be back as a manager or anything like that, what was speculated. I think Johnny Gargano is definitely one name that you've got to pencil in straight away. And then the big one. Everybody wants this. Everybody wants a wrestling fan. For the last 5-6 years, Bray Wyatt. Bray Wyatt is the biggest name to what could return under Triple H's tenure, and it makes perfect sense. In fact, we are going to do a pitch invasion video on that on this channel coming up extremely soon, probably even tomorrow. So we are going to deep dive into Bray, what could work as his possible return. So yeah, that is week 1. And a bit of Triple H. Let me know what part excites you. What did you thought that he's done well? Is there anything that he can improve on? How can he get Bray Wyatt even sooner? I know people want him back desperately, but it'll only happen if the storyline is there for him to return and that he gets full creative. But yeah, it's been an interesting week. The views are back. People are excited. People are certainly praising Triple H to the hilt right now, and room for improvement, always room for improvement. I'm excited to see what happens. The rest of this year has definitely got promise. If you can get over a tractor, then you can get over anything. Anyway, so I've been Dave in real life. You guys have been awesome. This has been my What's Changed under Triple H first week review. And until the next time, bye for now.